Welcome everyone to Topic Wonders number 13. I am your host Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, everyone?
What's up, Ray?
Unlucky for some, but we're back for more.
What's up, Scott?
Greetings and salutations.
Okay, so we got some real life articles we're going to go over. Chris is going to start.
Sure. This one has to do with the moon, how the moon was created, and this is apparently, I don't think it was confirmed, but this is just a part of a theory that they're eventually going to publish. It says scientists already know that roughly 4.5 billion years ago, planet Earth was violently smacked into by another mass, Thea, a so-called planetary embryo that was still forming and may just have been as large as the Earth. But now UCLA researchers report that the collision was not a 45-degree angle power sideswipe as thought, but rather a head-on assault that resulted in the formation of the moon as well as the Earth's mantle.
Wow.
Their evidence lies in the oxygen isotopes of rocks on both Earth and the moon. Reporting in the journal Science, they reveal that oxygen isotope ratios, which differ from one planet to the next and thus act as fingerprints, are indistinguishable in rocks on the moon and Earth, suggesting a common origin. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, what happened? The planet Thea became the moon, or
I guess part of it became the Earth's mantle and part of it became the moon.
so that? Okay, so I got you.
So basically,
So it crashed into Earth, and it mixed with Earth, and then broke off to create the moon.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
they
Earth
hinted
was still
at.
forming, yeah.
Which they hinted at in Doctor Who
With the egg.
and all of John Pertwee.
Well, that was because that was the theory that's been around for a while. That something crashed into the Earth and then part of it came off to form the moon.
Right.
It's still a pretty cool article, though.
That is a
Yeah.
pretty cool article.
that is awesome.
I love stuff like that. Like I mean, how else would you explain the formation of the moon? I mean, it just wasn't just there all the time. I mean, you think? I mean, you know.
Can't be a captive planet. I mean, some of the reason.
At least the moon weren't an egg.
Yeah.
As far as we know.
Right.
If Moffat's right with that, then I'm going to be laughing my ass off.
Yeah.
No, you won't because we'll all be dead.
Yeah. Because the thing will eat us.
That thing will swoop down and eat us all.
So
No.
I wonder if this happened. I'm sure this happened many times throughout the universe, that planets just collided with each other and just created something else. But maybe it's possible that's how life is. That when you mix two things together like that, you know, between that and comets and whatever.
Because they've speculated a lot of the water that came from that's on planets nowadays is from comet and other meteorite impacts. So it could be that the moon turns out to be pretty much shoved off debris from.
Like a comet could be like a pollinization thing where it just like plants seeds on all the planets that it gets from, and then there you go. Bless you. You know.
It's like those pyramids on Mars. There's no explanation for them, is there?
All right, so Scott,
Yes.
what do you have?
Well, let's see here, ladies and gents. Oops, done the wrong thing. Clicked on my words with friends. Sorry about that. Okay, folks. Australia, circa 50,000 years ago. Remember, 50,000 years ago. Okay, now I lost my spot because I wanted to be dramatic.
Number two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, the burnt eggshell fragments of an ancient giant bird have helped scientists solve 50,000-year-old whodunit in Australia. Ooh. And hey, no composites were done here. Before humans arrived in Australia, about 50,000 years ago, these flightless birds lived across much of the continent. They mysteriously went extinct shortly thereafter. Now, evidence of human scorched eggshells suggests that the new arrivals were cooked up. The rivals were cooked up the eggs for for supper, likely putting a large dent in the birds.
They ate a lot of eggs.
Yeah, they ate a lot of eggs, folks. That's
That made them healthy and evolve.
The arrivals came in, they had some egg fried sandwiches, and boom. And there we go.
And then they went to bake. No.
And then they went bye-bye.
Right.
But nonetheless, the birds themselves...
I wonder what this animal tastes like now. Yeah.
Ooh. It's like chicken. Oh, wait a minute. This is chicken.
Right.
But nonetheless, there's the... let's see where they said. Okay, these weren't your average chicken eggs. The big bird. Ooh, oh, that's
like
great.
500 pounds.
We had the Sesame Street bird way back then.
Wasn't each egg like 500 pounds or something like that?
Yeah, they're saying.
That's a big egg.
Roughly about 3.5 pounds or 1.6 kilograms.
Oh, all right.
And then the birds themselves were about 7 feet tall. 2.1 meters and weighed in around 500 pounds. So we got a 500-pound bird dying off 50,000 years ago.
Wow.
But, yeah, it looks as though Aussie land was roamed around by giant Muppet birds. And with the arrival of man, I think they turned them into puppets myself. And
no, they did. They transformed into emus.
Yeah.
Right. All right.
But
pretty cool.
Let's see, a guy by the name of Clifford Miller, I'm quoting here, we consider this the first and only secure evidence that humans were directly preying on now extinct Australian megafauna. Professor of geological sciences at the University of Colorado, Boulder.
Ooh. All right.
Man, can you imagine the cholesterol count from those?
Oh! Killing me. What do you got, Chris? You got another one?
Now, this one is kind of weird.
Okay.
Weirder than what we normally report on here. Apparently, if your dog is barking at nothing, according to this article, they might be barking at ghosts. That's right, people.
Right.
Ghosts. Okay, so it says
I actually believe that, but yeah, okay.
If you are the owner of a dog, you may have asked yourself at some point if your pup can see things that you can't. I mean, sometimes pups will stand somewhere, in a house and bark at seemingly nothing. Right. It is even spookier when the dog is looking directly at a wall or an area of a room while barking and you see nothing. So apparently, long story short, dogs might be able to see spirits because of their increased senses of hearing, smell, of course, and the dog's view apparently allows them to sense small movements with their sight. So I think it's been well documented that dogs have much better senses than humans do.
Well, did you ever go in a room and you close your eyes and no one's in a room and you could basically, you ever have that where you could sense?
Yeah.
Something's there, but when you're all black and you open your eyes, you don't see anything. When you close your eyes again, it's like another sense that you can just sense something's there, but you can't see it.
There's a thing called...
Sort of like when you close your eyes, if somebody's going to wave their hands in front of you, and you can see a little bit of a shadow, and you're like, all right, somebody's just sticking their fingers in your face, or whatever, or you could feel the vibration of the air coming on you or something like that. Not vibration, well, the vibration from the ground.
Yeah.
If they're walking, or you could feel the air coming on your face if they're waving their hands.
There are such things as walk-ins that I heard about years ago. This was even before the whole X-Files thing. A thing called walk-ins, where you'll dream about somebody who's passed away, like a loved one, a pet. And the theory is, it's just pretty much it's that their way of coming to you saying, everything's okay.
Right. I heard that too.
And everything's, we're safe, and we're still here watching over you too.
Right.
Because I know I've numerous...
Do you believe that?
Do
you believe that, or you believe ghosts? What do you believe?
Me, I don't believe in ghosts.
But you believe that, though, that they can come to you through dreams?
Yeah, I believe they can come to you in maybe spirits from beyond, but as far as like ghostly specters coming here, no.
That's like freaky deaky, and that's like morbid, because it's like, oh my God, you want to think of that, like, yeah. I got you. All right. I always thought that ghosts definitely, not dogs could sense everything. They
Yeah.
know when there's an earthquake. They know when there's danger.
Well, animals generally are more connected to the surroundings than we are anyway.
Yeah.
I think if we didn't, I think uh, prehistoric man was that way too, but because we became more and more modernized, we lost that sense of being connected to
Right.
the
We
ground.
might have had that sense before.
Get ready, Hollywood's probably thinking of a Ghostbusters film with dogs now.
Well, there is a Ghostbusters coming out, but anyway, yeah.
One of the new Ghostbusters is a dog. I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. Do we have another article? Or are we gonna go? What do you think?
There was one here.
You want to read that, or you take no? It's up to you.
Let's see. Okay, this one sounds pretty interesting.
Okay.
It says here, scientists may have found a way to destroy the bedbug. So it says, scientists have for the first time sequenced the genome of the New York City bed bugs. That sounded kind of weird. A project that could one day offer a way to contain one of the world's most hated insects. One group of researchers in a Nature Communications study found that genes in the bedbug, I'm not even going to, it's the genus species of the bedbug, are expressed that most of it feeds on blood for the first time. The group led by the American Museum of Natural History's Jeffrey Rosenfeld also compared the bedbug DNA from every New York subway station and found that those from different parts of the city have different genetic makeups. So I'm gathering that means that they're all different species.
Yeah.
Which, oh boy. So basically it says that since they've sequenced the genome, which is the DNA structure, they might be able to find a way to get rid of them completely, which I don't know. I always get nervous when you start talking about eradicating whole species.
Yeah, genocide. Like maybe there's a reason they're there. You know.
Yeah. I mean, they might seem like a nuisance, but we might not know what their purpose is until they're gone.
Right.
And then it's like, oh well, we screwed up. But I mean, hey, if there's a way to reduce their numbers, maybe that'd be okay. Because
as long as aliens don't want to reduce our numbers, like we're a bunch of freaking bugs.
Yeah, well, it's the movie Mimic, what they did in that movie, and then they come back later, and those roaches, which they augmented to take care of the rat population, thought that hey, now the.
Well, did you see that island that they have with the bug is like this big?
Yeah. Oh.
Right? They want to take this bug and put it on a different island so it can make the whole island like that. Like this. Yeah, okay, Jurassic Park.
That's going to destroy the ecosystem.
No, but if the bugs couldn't go to that island, there's a reason. So you start messing around. It's like you're making don't put something on an island that it can't get to itself.
Well, no, but Scott's right, though. That's an invasive species. I mean, if you do that, then one ecosystem is destroyed, or it just can't survive in that ecosystem, and it just dies out.
And then we'll hear somebody come out and go, well, we need to save this bug, and they're forgetting that this bug is actually located somewhere else.
Right.
Well, I mean, in ancient times when the oxygen, when the amount of oxygen on the Earth was greater than it is now, insects were huge. I think their growth has to do with the amount of oxygen that's available in a certain area.
Yeah, they can grow to the size of the
So there was more oxygen on the Earth.
If there's more oxygen, things tend to be larger. I know that I remember reading specifically that there's a specific correlation between the amount of oxygen and how large insects are. And that's why fossilized insect, when you find fossilized evidence of insect from ancient times, they're huge. Like anything we think of as a large insect now was like half the size of what it could be.
Look at the Amazon, and look at how big a lot of the...
Yeah, but were humans bigger too?
No.
Well, human species were larger, but I don't think that has to do with the oxygen.
They weren't like 9 feet or nothing like that.
Yeah, there were some technically what we considered human, not completely human, but what we would consider an ancient relative were huge. They were really big. Standing upright. I mean, they were really tall.
There was talk about a few years ago about how, I think it was Arnold they were talking. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. if he lived during the time of prehistoric man, basically the thing is, would he be unique? Yes, but it wouldn't be that as unique as he would be to us today because everybody would be like him.
Right. Okay. On that note, we have to do a quick horror cast. We got some crazy news, so it's only going to be 10 minutes tops, maybe 10, 15 minutes. So everybody, join me if you can. All right. Take care. Bye for now.